start on file item 90 and lift the calls. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Fuller. No. Galgioni. Morlock. Aye. Wolk. Aye.
Ayes 26, noes 13, measure passes. File item 94. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Galgioni. Hancock. Aye. Wolk. Wolk aye. Galgioni aye.
Ayes 39, noes 0, measure passes. File item 102. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Fuller. No. Galgioni. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Huff. No. Jackson. McGuire. Aye. Nielsen. No. Roth. Glazer, no.
Ayes 21, noes 15, measure passes. Members, we're now going to get back to third reading. We're going to start with file item 105, file item 106, file item 108. Senator Nguyen, are you prepared to bring file item 105 forward? Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 36 by Assembly Member Gray relative to the California Association of County Veterans Service Officers.
Thank you, Mr. President. ACR 36 commemorates and honors the California Association of County Veterans Service Officers for 70 years of service to California's military veterans and their families. With the end of World War II in 1945, the association was formed to assist returning veterans to access their benefits, such as the GI Bill, for education and the Veterans Home Loan Program. In California, the CVSO plays a critical role in the veterans advocacy system and is often the initial contact in the community for veteran services. They work closely with CalVet to ensure services are delivered to California's nearly 2 million veterans, the largest veteran population of any state. ACR 36 is supported by numerous California veterans organizations, including but not limited to the American Legion, AMVETS, the VFW, and the Vietnam Veterans of America. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nguyen. Members, any debate or discussion? Senator Nielsen.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, these veteran service officers are at the vanguard. They are the face of California to our local veterans, and they certainly labor in the trenches. Almost all of them have been veterans themselves. They seldom have the resources that they'd like or that would be required to thoroughly do the job, but they employ those resources aptly. And they've been serving these veterans and all of us for 70 years. I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Nguyen, you may close.
Just ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgioni. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Nguyen. Aye. Nielsen. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk aye.
Secretary.
Fuller aye.
Call the absent members.
De Leon, Hertzberg. I, Mendoza.
Is Mendoza on the floor? No. He's not.
Ayes 38, no 0. The resolution is adopted. Members, we're going to move to file item 106. Senator Hertzberg, Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 726 by Assemblymember Nazarian, enacting to vehicles.
Senator Hertzberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nearly 20 years ago, I was fortunate enough to take a fun trip, educational trip, turned out to be an important trip to Curitiba, Brazil, with the then mayor of Los Angeles, Supervisor Burke, Supervisor Yaroslavsky, to study transportation. The outcome of that trip was the creation of what we now have in the San Fernando Valley of an orange line in Senator Pavley's district and in my district. It has been wildly successful, substantially oversubscribed. Except there's one thing that we couldn't do when we designed this system based upon what happened in Curitiba. We could only have a single articulated bus, which was 60 feet, and not a double articulated bus. And this is a fight of almost 2 decades, and this measure allows us to go from 60 feet to 82 feet and substantially increase the number of folks that can ride on these buses in this dedicated busway. I respectfully ask you for an enthusiastic vote of this measure. So does Senator Pavley, by the way. It's more in her district, by the way.
Thank you, Senator Hertzberg. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please. Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 39, no 0, measure passes. All right, we'll move now to file item 108, Senator Hill. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1097 by Assemblymember Holden, enacting to alarm companies.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I rise to present Assembly Bill 1097 relating to electronic contracting for alarm companies. With the evolution of the digital age, technology has advanced to such a degree that electronic contracts can now offer consumer protection measures that exceed those of traditional paper contracts. AB 1097 would allow alarm companies in the state to fully utilize electronic contracts at the discretion of the customer. AB 1097 has bipartisan support with no known opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 39, noes 0, measure passes.
Back to 107.
Okay, we're going to now return back to file item 107. Senator Lara, Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 164 by Assemblymember Gomez, an act relating to the payment of claims against the state, making an appropriation therefore, and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, AB 164 is an urgency measure to appropriate approximately $2.2 million from the general fund and $517,000 from a special fund to pay settlements in 2 claims against the state. Based on the facts and circumstances surrounding these cases, both the Attorney General and the Department of Finance agree that these claims are valid obligations of the state and payment is in the best interest of the state. The bill has received unanimous bipartisan support in the Assembly and in the Senate. Colleagues, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing, there is. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Wesso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I, Mitchell. I, Monning. Morlock. I, Morrell. Wynn. I, Nielsen. I, Pan. I, Pavley. I, Roth. I, Runner. I, Stone. I, Vidak. I, Wachowski. I, Wolk. Wolk, I, Allen, I.
Secretary, call the absent members.
Bell, I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Monning. Aye.
Ayes 39, no zero on the urgency. Ayes 39, no zero on the measure.
Going to one oh.
Members, file item 97, Senator Bates had asked to present this. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 192 by Assemblymember Travis Allen, an act relating to license plates.
Senator Bates.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to present AB 192 by Assemblyman Allen. It's the Pet Lovers license plate, which was previously established to provide permanent funding, ongoing funding for spay and neuter programs in California. Since then, the Veterinary Medical Board sponsored this specialty license plate for pet lovers and has received more than 7,500 applications and is now in production. AB 192 establishes the Pet Lovers Fund. The funds would be allocated to the Veterinary Medical Board, and they would retain oversight of the funding and work through a nonprofit organization to disperse the funding to qualifying pet spay and neuter facilities. There's approximately $500,000 awaiting disbursement with this legislation. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Bates. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, call the absent members.
De Leon. Pavley. I. Stone. Aye.
Ayes 39, no zero, measure passes. Members, we're now going to go back to file item 100, Senator Stone. Pass on file, okay.
So 109.
We will now move forward to file item 109. Senator Nielsen. File item 109. Great. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 921 by Assemblymember Jones, an act relating to private investigators.
Senator Nielsen.
President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, this bill by Assemblyman Jones establishes a disciplinary review committee wherein a licensed investigator can voluntarily opt to contest the assessment of an administrative fine or appeal its denial of a license, a licensed investigator. Currently, such private investigators who want to contest the assessment of an administrative fine or appeal the denial of a license have to embark on a long and lengthy process that goes more than a year before there's a resolution. By creating this disciplinary review committee that saves the licensee time, they can be resolved more quickly by having one place to go, saves the DCA, Department of Consumer Affairs, time and money so they don't have to go through the more expensive disciplinary process. A licensee who disagrees with the decision of the committee would be able to return to their current process. At the Sunset Review hearing held by the Business and Professions Committees, that noted that the value of such a committee, a decision review committee, it already works for security guards and alarm companies. In other words, it's already in place, this process. This would extend that then to the investigators. Recent amendments clarify that a qualified manager who manages the applicant for a private investigator license is authorized to verify the required hours of work experience for the applicant as long as they're overseen by an experienced colleague. This bill has passed unanimously through the process, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Members, any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes. All right, members, we'll now move to file item 110. Senator Hernandez? Not at his desk. Oh, there he is. Okay. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1305 by Assemblymember Bonta, an act relating to health care coverage.
Senator Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. President, members. This AB 1305 prohibits health plans and insurers from giving a person a higher deductible or out-of-pocket sharing limit simply because the person is a member of a family. Under the structure, if the family member becomes ill, rather than having to meet the entire family deductible or out-of-pocket limit, he or she will only have to reach the individual deductible or out-of-pocket limit to coverage to kick in. This bill will save families thousands of dollars in extra out-of-pocket expenses and will protect consumers from having to pay toward their care merely because they are in the family plan. This bill aligns with the regulations set by Covered California, which require family plans and policies sold through the exchange to include per individual deductibles and out-of-pocket limits. This bill has no opposition and bipartisan support. With that, members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hernandez. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Members, any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes. Members, we've voted on 18 items. I think we'd like to get over 100 today, so I'm going to try to move along, and if you cooperate, I'd appreciate it. So let's move now to file item 111. Senator Allen, are you prepared to bring this measure forward? AB 1526. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1526 by the Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care, an act relating to public health.
Senator Allen.
So, Mr. President, fellow members, this is a simple bill that will enable us to better understand the vast population of informal caregivers throughout the state. AB 1526 asked the Department of Public Health to expand an existing telephone survey that informs experts of population-level risk factors and behaviors that impact public health, the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. The Centers for Disease Control require each state to conduct this survey and allows states to augment the standard survey with additional modules designed to illuminate policymakers on specific topics. The expansion that AB 1526 calls for is the caregiver module, which will help California establish baseline data on the issues that caregivers confront the most. This data is critical if we are to support the vast number of caregivers providing support to our aged and disabled residents, many of whom are families struggling to provide safe and healthy environments for people with Alzheimer's disease. Unpaid California caregivers provide over $48 billion worth of care each year. Informal caregivers are our largest long-term care program, for lack of a better word. Without their help, our state budget would be overwhelmed. This survey will help us understand the specific strategies necessary to support informal caregivers so that they don't become burned out or abandon their efforts, placing their loved ones at risk of becoming dependent upon governmental services supported by taxpayers. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes. Members will now move to file item 112. Senator Leno. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1448 by Assemblymember Lopez, enacting to real property.
Senator Leno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I think we all stand agreed that we need to reduce our carbon footprint, and we're looking for alternative ways to save energy and to do such. This bill will allow all tenants to be able to hang laundered items on clothes racks and on clotheslines. The bill does give landlords the opportunity and the ability to approve the device, and also allows homeowners associations to set their own standards. The last amendments, I'm pleased to say, removed all opposition from the bill for the sake of the planet and for the right of everyone to use the sunshine as they should choose. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Leno. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Senator Nielsen.
Well, you know, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, this takes us back decades. Don't you remember all the tenements with all the lovely clothes hanging out and adorning the air? And I certainly remember out on our ranch, my mother putting all of the clothes out on the clothesline as I drove the tractor by with all the dust that was blowing about. Gee, do we want to go back to that sorry time? Maybe so. I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Leno, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. President. In memory, the loving memory of Senator Nielsen's mother, I ask for your aye vote.
Great. All right. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. Block. I. Cannella. I. De Leon. Fuller. No. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Gaggioni. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Weso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Latta. I. Leno. I. Leva. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Leva. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. No. Stone. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Morrell, no.
Secretary, call the absent members.
Stone, no. Berryhill. De Leon.
Ayes 34, noes 4. Measure passes. Members, we're going to move to file item 113. Senator Pan. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1162 by Assemblymember Holden, enacting to Medi-Cal.
Senator Pan, please read.
Thank you, Mr. President and Senators. Today I present AB 1162, a bill that will fight tobacco dependence and save health care costs for the state of California. AB 1162 clarifies which tobacco cessation treatments are covered under Medi-Cal and removes barriers to those treatments. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States, but there are effective medical treatments to help smokers quit. Unfortunately, the Medi-Cal population faces higher risks of smoking and more barriers to treatment, like long appointment times and fewer primary care doctors. The bill is in line with what the federal government and California's Department of Health Care Services are directing health plans to do. I understand that there are concerns that removal of certain barriers will raise costs, but research has shown that the long-term savings of comprehensive coverage outweighs the initial costs. The status quo is expensive. The CDC estimates that in 2004, Medi-Cal spent $2.2 billion on smoking-related illnesses, $2.2 billion. And according to the CDC, 70% of smokers want to quit, but only 6% succeed every year. Now, we can do better. Studies have shown that comprehensive tobacco cessation coverage leads to more quitters and fewer hospital admissions, which leads to lower long-term health care costs. These are the type of results we want to see here in our state and expect to see from health care reform. For these reasons, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Pan. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. Anderson, I. No. Berryhill. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. No. Gaines. Galgioni.
Aye.
Aye. Galgioni. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Wesso. I. Huff. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. Mitchell, I. Monning, I. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. I. Nielsen. No. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. No. Stone. I. Vidak. No. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Bates, I. To no. Galgiani, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Berryhill. No. De Leon. Huff. No.
Ayes 29, noes 10. Measure passes. Members, we're going to move to file item 114, Senator Hall. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1295 by Assemblymember Levine and Act relating to alcoholic beverages.
Senator Hall.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President and Senators. AB 1295 creates a new craft distiller's license and allows small craft distillers to operate in much the same manner that wineries and breweries already operate today. Craft distillers are a small local business, and this bill will help them build brand recognition, remain competitive against large out-of-state distillers, grow their visibility and local market share while increasing access to products in the national marketplace. AB 1295 have received strong bipartisan support, and I ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hall. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Galgioni. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Wesso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. Morrell. I. Morrell. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Morrell, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Anderson. Aye. De Leon.
Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes. Members, we're now going to move to file item 1. Is it 114? 115. Didn't Hill just do that? No. That's Hall. Okay. File item 115, Senator Hill. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 181 by Assemblymember Bonilla and Act relating to business and professions.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. And members, AB 181 extends the sunset date for the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology and implements recommendations from the March Oversight Sunset Review. This bill also makes numerous substantive, technical, and non-controversial changes to provisions of the non-healing arts boards regulated by the Department of Consumer Affairs. There's no opposition to the bill. I respectfully ask for your aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing, yes, Senator Allen.
Just a question to the author.
Senator Hill, are you prepared to answer a question?
Yes, happy to. Thank you.
I just wanted to ask the senator if this bill has anything to do with beard trimming.
It certainly does, and some people should take lessons from it.
Any further debate or discussion? Seeing none. Senator Hill, would you like to close?
Respect for yes or no vote. Thank you, members.
Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 39, no 0, measure passes.